Hello guys, this is Takia from Journey with Black Butterfly. I'm Black Butterfly. Thank you again for visiting my channel. I know it's been a very long time since I last did a video, and some of you have been requesting and asking what's going on. So here it is. We're about to do the fall winter update. It is a very long video, so sit back and relax. Come on. Okay everyone, so this is the last tour of the year, the December 2018 tour of all of my houseplants. So let's go. All right, so over here, doing well is my calathea, and this one in particular is the Calathea stenanthe luberciana. Doing very well, likes a lot of humidity. Over here is my Pothos Enjoy, doing beautifully. I love variegated leaves. Here is a cutting of a Purple Heart vine, and it's rooted well in there, so I'm going to keep it in there. Over in this section, this is one of my favorite sections here. As you see, it's nice and colorful, has a very tropical Caribbean feeling. So here I have one of many ferns. This one is a kangaroo paw fern, and it's supposed to get really big. Next to it is a rubber tree ficus plant, nice and shiny, beautiful. Next to this is my peace lily that I've had for quite some time now, maybe 2 years. I've had this peace lily. It's very fussy and demanding. It will droop when it needs to be watered, so that's one of the indications for me. So it's helped me to keep it alive. So that's here on that table. Here in the middle is a Dieffenbachia camouflage. This is a plant that has survived the year. It almost went into the trash because it had got infestated, you might as well say. And I was going to throw it away, but I wound up cutting off the stem here, as you see, and I got new growth. All of that is the new growth from the year. And so I started to give it a chance, and now I'm getting a lot more new growth. So I'm very happy about this one because this is one of my favorite Dieffenbachias. Next to it is another one of my favorites, and this is a tricolor, or not tricolor, a variegated peace lily. And I love not only the variegation in it, but look at the texture of the leaves. I think it is gorgeous. It's like rippled texture. I love it. And it flowers often. So it just finished a cycle of flowering right now. And I know that I will have more soon. Over here, I have a Epiprenum or a Pothos. And this one is a neon Pothos. So it's a neon green color. Next to it is one of many Marantas or prayer plants that I have, and I love this self-watering planter. So you just put the water in there and it soaks up. Beautiful. Up here are my begonias. I have a begonia Black Fang, and this is one of my favorite plants as well. I love the black leaves on there. There's so many. It's such a prolific grower. Next to it is a begonia baby dress, and this is just a little version of the begonia. I love that one. Here is a Dracaena marginata. Okay, in the back I have a spider plant, or the name is a chlorophytum. And there's some babies popping out all over in the back. You can't really see it there. In the front here, I have my staghorn fern. And usually with staghorn ferns, people mount it on the walls, but I have not done that to it yet. Above it, I have a Boston fern. And if you've seen the last video, the Boston fern, when I first got it, you were able to see the whole pot. Now I can hardly see the planter now. That's how much it has grown, so it's doing beautifully. Right there is an African mask or an alocasia plant, and what I'm loving is that I'm getting some new growth in there. Not sure if you can see it. See the new growth. Love that plant. Next to it is a croton. Look how tall it is. If you looked at any of my last videos, if you've seen how small this croton was, this is the gold dust croton. It's gotten so tall. Next to it is another variety croton. This croton has been having issues with spider mites, but I've been keeping that under control. Crotons are one of my favorite types of plants. Next to it is an aluminum plant or a pilea. So this one also has grown so much from the last video. Look at the leaves. I really love the pattern in the leaves. Here in the front is a pink anthurium or a syngonium, and I love the pink in it. One thing about it is that with the new growth, it takes so long for the leaves to unfurl, and so you see I have a lot of the new growth, but they have not uncurled yet. Patiently waiting. Here in the front is a newbie. This is a rapesis palm or a lady palm, lady finger palm, which I love the name of it. There we go. And this is going to be a huge palm tree as long as I take care of it. I love it. There's some new growth right there. Okay, right here, trailing. This is an Askinanthus longicalis, also known as the black pagoda lipstick plant. Here's your name right there. Love this plant. It is vining everywhere. It's almost taking over. And I got this from a clipping from a plant that I've had earlier. So you see it's vining everywhere. And when it does flower as little, they look like little tubes of lipstick or whatever, but they just call it a lipstick plant. Behind it, I have a Dracaena, and this is a Song of India. Yeah. And here, right in the front, I have a Calathea mykoyana. This is also a new one. I saved this one from, I don't know if it was Home Depot or Lowe's. It was a little, oops, it was a little raggedy in here, but I'm saving it, and it has a lot of new growth in there that is doing beautifully. Love that plant. Let me put this vine back up there. Go. All right, next to it is a Hoya, another beautiful plant. This variety is called the Hoya rubra, and I love the leaves that come in with the reddish pink color, and you see that some are green leaves, all on this vine are all green, but then here you have this variation, this variegation right here. I think it's beautiful. So that's the Hoya rubra. Next to it is a tricolor peperomia. Doing beautifully. I love the colors in that. And in the back, I have another fern, and that is called a blue star fern. So it's very similar to the kangaroo paw fern, but light color, and it also has like a little dust on it. That's like a powdery dust. Down here I have a couple of aglaonemas. This one right here is called the red aglaonema. You see some new growth in the back. These are some very easy plants to take care of. They're low light tolerant, even with water too, where they don't demand a lot of water. So that's one type of aglaonema, or a Chinese evergreen. Here's another Chinese evergreen, or this is another red, or this is a pink Valentine aglaonema or Chinese evergreen. And here is the variegated Chinese evergreen or aglaonema. So I love those types. Very beautiful plants. Here in the front I have some prayer plants. Okay, this one is a rattlesnake or Calathea lancifolia. Beautiful leaves, getting some new growth right there. Here is a crispy wave fern, which requires and demands a lot of light, humidity and water, I mean. Here is a Calathea ornata, or a pink stripe prayer plant. Look at the pink stripes in here. Almost look like it's painted on, like someone drew them on. I think they're beautiful. I love the leaves. Calatheas are another favorite of mine. Here is a, also in the Maranta family, it is a Stramanthe trial star. So it's very similar to the family. So this one is a Stramanthe trial star. If you can see the beautiful patterns and colors in the leaves, beautiful. And here's some new growth. You can see the underside of the leaf, the pink, some more new growth. This is one of my favorite plants, actually. Gorgeous. Over here in the back are two ferns. The one in the front is called the lemon button fern, and the one in the back is called a green fantasy fern. So this is the lemon button, and that is the green fantasy right there. Requires a lot of humidity in working on it, and especially for the winter, it's a little difficult to keep humidity. All right, here in the front here, I have a Galaxy False Aurelia plant, which is also fussy, a little weird. I love this type of plant, like a palm tree almost. So that's how big it will get. Here's the name there, Galaxy False Aurelia. Every time I get this plant home, it dies, but so far it's surviving. Here is another Maranta or red prayer plant, which is in another self-watering potter. Here is a Rex begonia. I love this one. It's also a very fussy plant that will droop on you when it needs water. Beautiful leaves, striking color. So that is the top shelf. Okay, this is the middle shelf. There's all the plants there. Okay, this is the bottom area. So I gave you all those plants there. This is a favorite section of mine, as you see. I put a lot of time and effort into that area. And there are a lot of plant lights I have there. There are a lot of LED. That's all there are, LED lights. There we go. So that's that section there. All right, so now if we move over now into this section, we have a philodendron salem here, little baby one that I acquired this year. Here we go. Next to it is a heliconia, also known as the lobster claw plant. Originally, I thought this one was a birds of paradise, but in doing more research and comparing the leaves, I realized that it is not a birds of paradise. It is, in fact, a heliconia. There you go. Next to it is a bromeliad neurogelia, and I have two of them. I have the green with the pink splash here, neurogelia, or neuroglia, however you want to pronounce it. And I have another one in the back. And I got those, this one from IKEA. Next to it, I have a purple violet. So I have, two African violets. So two African violets. This one and another one. I have a euphorbia. It's about to touch the light in a minute, so I might have to move that. That's how tall that is. I have some succulents in the back that I have to clean up back there. I have a Ming Thing cactus here. So that is called a Ming Thing. I love it, how weird it is. There's some lithops in the back. So those like rocks, they're called lithops. You're supposed to water them like twice a year. So I just leave them in the back so that they don't get mistakenly watered. Here is your like baby toes or key lime pie succulent. So you have that one. Here are some echeverias. The ones in the corner are not doing well. The only one that's doing well is this one. So I do have some succulents. Right here, my flapjack succulent, another succulent. Cactus right here. So that's down there in the bottom. Over here, I have a couple of orchids. So I have this orchid. I think this is a dendrobium orchid. Here's another orchid, B. Nordosa, little star orchid. So it's a little different than your regular type of orchid. Down here, I have a little cactus. Cute. Here another croton, which is having a lot of new growth here in the middle, so it's loving this plant light. Over here is my Thanksgiving cactus that keeps blooming. There's dead flowers, and then I'm about to get more blooms. So I had a lot of flowers, as you see, the dead ones there. Here's my watermelon peperomia, and this came from two leaves that I cut off the mother plant because I saw that the mother plant was dying. So here was one. I did two experiments. I did a stem cutting where I just cut the stem this way and I just potted it in there. And I did this one where I took the whole stem off and I just sat the leaf on top of the dirt, and it actually rooted both ways. So here are the babies. These are the results. So now I have a whole new plant. It's cute. Over here, another crusted succulent. Right here behind, taking up all of this space, is a cactus, an orchid cactus or epiphyllum. So this type of cactus will need to be watered a lot more often than a regular desert cactus. So this one needs more moisture. Can't wait till the flowers. Here is a zebra haworthia. Very beautiful. Some more succulents. I have some Echeveria raindrops here. It's one of my favorite Echeverias. Some more Echeverrias. This one is an aeonium, which actually got sunburned over the summer, so I'm hoping that it recovers. That was an aeonium kiwi. Back here is a little baby ponytail palm, cute, and is about to take over place with all this hair. Here is one of my orchids here, Cattleya orchid. Back there, some type of aloe, and here is a Phalaenopsis orchid here. Here is a cactus, not a type, I don't know the name of that one. So this is my section here, in the middle. And if we come up top, I have here my old man cactus. His hairy self. Over here is a cream supreme or Euphorbia millii. Look at the little flowers. They're all lower, so they just keep blooming. You just have to be just careful of the thorns, because they do, if you see in here, they have thorns there. Here is a Gymnocalycium, and when it flowers, it is so beautiful. I think I have a video of it when it flowered before. Beautiful colors. Back here is a Haworthia cuspidata, my favorite Haworthia, because it has all of that variegation there. Next to it, another Ficus elastica, but this is the variegated rubber tree plant. Beautiful leaves. Here is the Pilea, or the friendship plant, or the aluminum, not the aluminum, the UFO plant, the pancake plant, the one that everyone loves. And that was so expensive, but now you can find it anywhere for a very low price. So here you see babies. Here, another baby there on the other side. Here, another Euphorbia. Okay, here, this is the velvet pothos, or the satin pothos. There you go. Here's a jewel cactus, a purple jewel cactus. I believe they dye it. I don't believe it comes that way. But I've had it now for a year. It has stayed purple like this. This is your rat tail or a monkey tail cactus. I believe this one is the rat tail because it's a little thinner. The monkey tail, I believe, is thicker. So this one is the rat tail cactus. It's nice and furry, but it also will stick you. Here, so it has some good length. Over here is the Portulacara afra, or the elephant bush. This is the variegated one. So if you see the leaves, you see the pink around the edges with the green and the white. Beautiful. Over here is another Cattleya orchid. In the back, we have a teardrop peperomia, and it has tons and tons of new growth here. As you see, all the babies there on the side, babies there, just babies everywhere. I love this peperomia. Over here, another aloe with tons of babies all around it. Okay. All right, and that is the front. So you did see, this is my lighting system. If you haven't seen the video before of the review, you can check that out. I'll post that video. So here are all 3 rows of that plant lighting system. and down on the floor what the plants look like. And if you come here over to the side, I have this corner now with plants. And this first one I have, which is flowering for the first time, is my peperomia obtusifolia, or the magnifolia, but it's the green and gold variegated version. I love this one. Look how tall it has gotten, and look at my flower. You may call it insignificant, but it's a tall, thin flower. So when your plants flower, it's an indication that they're being treated well. They like their environment. And so I love that peperomia. Over here is the sago palm. It has that bulb there. And then you have the stems that stick from the bulb. Getting very long. So again, this is the sago palm. In the back, I have the Dracaena marginata, just like the other one you saw, but this is the tricolor version. So you see the pinks and the greens. Let me get behind there, I can't get there. The pinks and greens, beautiful. Over here is a Schefflera, if you can see past everything. I can run on this side. There you go. It's a Schefflera. This is the variegated one, so you see the little splashes of white. And I have the bigger version as well. And here is my fiddle leaf fig. You see how tall it has gotten, and I voiced complaints in the past about its growth, but the growth has been amazing. I don't know what happened to that leaf when it came out, but the leaves, the new growth are just coming in beautifully. Like this one is like a perfect leaf. No spots or anything, just gorgeous. So I have two of those. Over here on the in the back is a dumb cane, or Dieffenbachia. Got some new growth there. Here is the Dracaena massagina, or a mass cane, or the corn plant. Slow grower. There's the cane. Got some new growth. Here is an anthurium that is not in flower yet. This one is a red anthurium, so when the flowers emerge, they do come out red. Look at the new leaf that came out, and you see it comes out a little reddish, brownish, and then it'll darken and get green. Here is my Monstera deliciosa. Look at the leaves. I do have a new baby coming out right there. Let me see if I can get around it. Yeah, there we go. And some new growth in there. So it's getting bigger, it's growing. In the front here is another anthurium. And as you see from the leaves, is a different type of anthurium, and this one gives out the purple flower. Gorgeous. Here's another new growth, purple flower. Some more new growth coming down there. Beautiful. And as you see, they're being supplemented with, again, all LED lights everywhere on all angles. All right, that's that area. Okay, and if we come over and span over to the other side, then you'll see my ZZ plant over here. And you know that ZZ plants are one of those plants that's very difficult to kill. You really have to completely ignore it in order to kill it. So this is my ZZ plant getting bigger. Over here is a chocolate anthurium. This is one of my favorite plants that I have in my collection. So as you see, look at the different variations in the color of the leaves. So this is the more mature leaf. This is the middle, and this is when it first emerged. So when they emerged with the brownish reddish, and that's why they call it chocolate. And then it gets darker greenish brown, and then it gets green. But then look at the flower. So now the flower has emerged, and it's like a reddish brownish color. And so it will get a little dark and brown. Look at this leaf. So of course, it's why they call it a chocolate anthurium. This is my favorite one. It's doing nicely. Okay, and here in the back is a baby begonia, right there. And it's sitting in the pot of my big baby Schefflera, or the umbrella tree plant. And that's how big it has gotten. I've had this plant for 2 years now, probably going on 3 years. I'm having a ton of new growth. I wanted to just share the babies. Look at the babies that are emerging. 1, 2 babies. But look, there's another one right there. I don't know if I can get that. Look at that baby. So cute. Here is more new growth. Right there. Beautiful. I'm finding that a lot of my plants, I'm getting a ton of new growth now in the fall months. Here is a Neathebella palm. Here, it could be doing a lot better. And over here is a golden pothos. So one of many pothos that I have in my collection that's vining, and I have some new growth here. Okay, so this is that section. And then over here on the stand, I have a cutting of a philodendron salem that came off while I was pruning them. This one just popped off by accident, so I'm hoping that it will root. I have some, let me see, what is this one? The Wandering Jew plant that I have in there, and a goldfish plant that I'm trying to propagate. Here is another Dracaena reflexa that I have. This one specifically is called the Song of Jamaica. So I like that one, green and white color. And here I have a mother-in-law's tongue or Sansevieria. I've had this one for a year, and it's a very slow grower. Seems like it was in the same place it was a year ago. Okay, so this is that area. Here. Here is that area here. So this is my dining room and my living room area. So we just were in the dining room, which, as you see with this little table, we're not doing much dining in here. It's all about my plants. But I'm okay with that. I just get in where I fit in when it's time to eat. So now up in the front, this is my front room, living room. And this big mama, if you saw the last video, you saw how small this one was. I had to sit this on top of a table. That's how little it was. This is my colocasia, or my elephant ear. Huge. I've had many leaves since then, but I've had to cut them because every time I get a new leaf, the oldest leaf dies. So I don't know if this is the normal process, but that's what happened. So because this one just grew in, I had to just cut off one of the older one, because then the stem, you know, got really loose and it just wobbled and just died on me. So here's my big baby there. huge leaves. Did have some issues with spider mites, but I'm sure to treat them. I find every way in the book to try to treat them, just stay on top of it. Okay, here is a heartleaf philodendron. It is very long. I actually just wrapped it around inside the pot so that it can look fuller, give the illusion of being fuller, but it is very long. Here is the philodendron salem that I told you that the baby snapped off. Here, I think that I'm just going to just remove this pot, this plant, put it in a very small potter because this was full and all the leaves died off, and it doesn't make sense to have this big planter with all of this dirt holding all of this water just for these 2 leaves, because eventually they're going to die as well. Up here, I have a combination of a rabbit's foot fern, which is right here, and you see the little rabbit's foot. And here are the fronds for the fern, and then in here is a regular spider plant without the variegation. It's just plain green spider. It has a lot of babies too, so I need to propagate that and give it to someone. There we go. Down here is a yucca plant. Have to be careful with this plant because it is very spiky. So the ends are very pointy and you can actually draw blood from this plant. Here is another ponytail palm. This one is a little bit more mature than the one that I have in the other room. And as you see by the stalk, it looks like a mini tree. Love this one. Had this one for a few years as well. Here is a Sansevieria cylindrica. So it's just like it's in the family of the snake plant, the mother-in-law's tongue, but these are round, so that's why they call it the Sansevieria cylindrica. Very pointy at the top. Here is a helix vine. So it's growing very nicely, getting nice and bushy, and it's starting to trail. You see there, and over here starting to trail so that I can vine it around. Here is a variegated wandering Jew plant. I'm working on this one. This one is a little difficult and fussy, always getting brown leaves. I have to keep this one moist at all times. And this one also is a very long plant, but I just wrapped it inside of the pot just for the purposes of making it look bushier. Down here is a Rojo Congo philodendron that is having some issues, obviously. As you see here, they're all over the plant. Now, if this was the real look of the plant, then it would look beautiful to me. But I know that's not what it looks like. And I know that there is an issue. I did look it up and I saw that, what it was from. I just forgot, so I can't tell you right now. But I know that there is an issue. Even the new growth were coming in looking that way, but I'm having a hard time. I don't want to get rid of it. I just kind of don't know what to do at this point. See the new growth coming in that way, but then this new growth is coming in fine. So I don't know if it's starting to resolve itself. Help me out with this one, guys, if you're an expert on this issue. Here is another Dracaena. Again, this is the plant that I retrieved from my grandmother's funeral 11 years ago, as a matter of fact. She passed away in 2007, and I took this plant and I just beheaded because it got so long and leggy. Okay, up here is another arrowhead plant, Nephthys or Syngonium. You can't pronounce that. Syngonium plant. This is the regular green version. The other one that you saw was the pink version. And there is so much growth on this plant. It is amazing. So much growth. If you saw a prior video, then you would see that this plant has come a long way. Tons of new growth. Over here, I have another Chinese evergreen plant. And this one is a big one. It has 3 different plants in there. It was struggling for a while, so it's trying to hang in there. And over here is a Philodendron Brazil. A lot of people's favorite plant. I love this plant. It's one of my favorite philodendrons. Look at the variegation in the leaves. I love it. And has a lot of new growth there. Look at the leaves and the color. Look how when it comes in new, what it looks like. Beautiful. Okay, and here is a Marble Queen pothos. So it's the Marble Queen because of this type of variegation in the leaf. Beautiful. That's why the nickname Marble Queen. It would get a lot more variegated if I had brighter sun. But this is what I can give it for right now. But it has some good growth in the last video. I believe, yep, this is it. So now in this area, this is my front room. This is a northwest facing window. So I don't get a lot of light. So as you see here, I have to supplement with many LED bulbs, just regular daylight LED bulbs. Try to get 5,000 K spectrum, full spectrum bulbs if you can, LED bulbs, and you'll save on your bills because they're not producing a lot of heat and energy, and they're not as expensive anymore. So now you can get them. All right, guys, so now you got my living room, you got the dining room, and then now it's time to see the plants. All right, so now we are in the kitchen, and here is my spider plant. Forgive the light because the lighting is poor in here, but this is a spider plant that came from 2 babies. And this is the result of 2 little babies that I put inside of a pot. And this is how much it grew. This was over the summer. I have a lot of babies, and the babies that have flowers. Look at the flowers. So we have babies and babies and babies. See a bunch of babies in the back. There we go, and a bunch of flowers. Look at all the flowers. So I'm proud of that spider plant right there. That's a proud mama moment right here. Over here is a purple, the Transcendentia or Wandering Jew. This one has gotten very big. Look how long it's gotten. There we go. Put that into perspective, how big it is. There we go. It's not much of a fussy plant either, so has been okay with taking care of it. Over here is this is my goldfish plant that has not flowered for me ever. So this is in the family like the lipstick vines, but it has not flowered for me, so I guess I have not given it the best conditions yet. So I'm hoping that maybe next year I will. Over here is a crib of Moses, or the oyster plant, that's what they call it. Look at the purple in there, it's gorgeous. Another plant that's not fussy. There. Over here is a type of peperomia here. Not sure the type though. This one was a little fussy too because I didn't know that it liked to stay moist. So it started to dry up on me, but now it's getting a little better after I pruned it and started to water it more. So help me on that one with the name of that type of peperomia. Down here, I have another fiddly fig, Ficus aurata. This one is the one that's not doing the best. This one is the one I didn't get much light. I lost some leaves, but it's hanging in there. It has a sister over there that is very bare, but we'll see. Maybe I might cut that sister down. Over here is an aloe. This, excuse me, This is an aloe vera. So this is the medicinal aloe that you're able to use for medicinal purposes for your skin, any type of sunburn or, you know, any type of burns or anything like that, to soothe your skin, heal your skin. Here is a mother of thousands that is in this yellow pot, the food, and you see how tall it is, and it has gone all the way past the rack, all the way up. There you go. Over here, okay, is another type of Horthy. I think this is the Zanzibar. Yep. This is the Zanzibar aloe. This one I need to repot because it's in this glass thing and it's not helping. Here is behind my food. What is this one? This one is a Pachira aquatica. There we go. Almost reminds you of the money tree plant, but it's a Pachira. Has that one thick stalk there. Over here is a jade. So this is a type of succulent. There you go. So there's a jade. And this is, don't bother with that. This one was my graptopetulum, and all the leaves started to die off of it. So I think it's ready to die now. So I see all my leaves fell off. Only this one is actually rooting, but all the other ones shriveled up. So I think it's going to be ready to go bye-bye. All right, so these are the plants in the kitchen. All right, let's go to the bedroom and you'll see the rest. Okay, so now we're in the bedroom, and this is my little bookshelf that I have here, bookshelf slash plant stand that I have a little bit of plants on. Here is, and the lighting is poor, another Sansevieria mother-in-law's tongue, but look at the color on this one. This one has that green and white. I don't know if you can really see it. There you go. It's actually green and white. Beautiful. Very tall too. So that's another Sansevieria that I have right there. I have a bamboo there. Bad lighting, bad lighting. And over here is another type of Sansevieria. I'm not sure about the name of this one. I did remember it. Should have written it down like the others. But another type, and this one, I love this one. It's beautiful. In here, I have cuttings of my red aglaonema that I showed you in the room. The leaf had broken off, and so instead I just rooted it in this little IKEA bottle. You see the roots that I'm having. So I'll just water propagate. Here is a Swedish ivy that is not doing well, and it smelled so nicely that I don't want to throw it away. So I'm hoping that it does recover. So I'm going to give it an opportunity, but that was my Swedish ivy. Over here, I have a Hoya, and this one, not sure of the name, help me with the name, but this one is so long. Let me show you the leaves. This one is so long. I actually had to wrap it all the way down because it's this long. It's very long, so I have to actually trail that somewhere. Here is the lipstick plant, or the Asclepias plant that I took a cutting of in the living room, on the dining room, and it trailed. This is the mother. And it looks like the mother is not even as big as the baby plant, because the baby plant looks like it's trailed a lot longer than that. So that's what's going on up there. Here is Peperomia prostrata. There, you see the little baby Peperomia sticking up. Very pretty. These are so delicate. They fall off so easily. Like, as soon as you move them around, they fall off. Where else? Here is a dark mystery. And this dark mystery actually is very aggravating because it is very prone to mealybugs. It loves mealybugs. And it's not a very good picture either. Okay, is that better? Yeah, there you go. So yeah, it's called a dark mystery, which is also it's in the Pilea family as well. Here are more Phalaenopsis orchids. So I have 1, 2, 3. That one's in a broken glass. It just fell off the shelf. So I have 3 Phalaenopsis orchids that I need to repot. Down here is another Dracaena, type of Dracaena. I think it's a Dracaena Florida Beauty. But there's nothing beautiful about those 2 little leaves that are left and all of that bare stems. But I do see a little baby sticking up, so I'm hoping that this is the beginning of something good because I did like this type of Dracaena. Here is another baby Philodendron Brazil, so I'm a clipping of it, so I'm hoping that it roots nicely and get me some good new growth. Here is the Hoya Hindu rope, and this one also is a little frustrating because it is prone to mealybugs as well. Yeah. Down here is a begonia that was about to go into the garbage because I thought it had root rot, but it actually started to grow back. So, okay, I'm just gonna be patient with it and see what happens. All right, so this is here. This is my southeast facing window, I believe. This is one of my best windows. All right, so now that we're out of the kitchen and the bedroom, I just want to say I hope that you guys enjoyed the tour. I know it's been a long time since I gave a tour. You guys know that I've been very busy. You wish me luck on nursing school. I've been very appreciative about that. But I wanted to just end it off in the new year off with something good, something positive, giving an update on my beautiful plants, letting you know that they're helping my anxiety and my stress levels, and I'm doing so well with them around me. Nature has definitely been my stress reliever and my anti-anxiety medication. So I come around here and I find a place to sit and I find an area to relax, and it distresses me. I'm hoping that it did a little bit of that for you. I'm praying that you have a very good new year, that you end the year off right, the right way, the way that you want to end it. Pray that everything goes well with you guys. Take care. Happy New Year. And happy planting, guys. See you later.